thanks so much for joining us. And we're right now at the headquarters of Be Terrific and BeTerrific.com here in New York. You can see this nice backdrop. This is our studio. You're familiar with this already. But we're doing this for Cinegear, and so Nick Smith from Bridge has been kind enough to join us, BridgeKeyboards.com. And we taped this interview prior to, because Nick is in Singapore working really hard, and we wanted to make sure we could get him on for all you folks watching the Cinegear broadcast. So we wanted to pre-tape this. Now, the Bridge is amazing. It's a wireless Bluetooth keyboard for your iPad, and there are several different versions, one with speakers, one without speakers, two that are aluminum, and the other that's polycarbonate. They're phenomenal. They work great, and it's the only keyboard for iPad that has the fit and finish of iPad and your MacBook Pro or Air, and also has a clamshell design. So you can see right here, I've got Bridge. I love it. I've been using it for a long time. I'm holding the iPad by the screen, which I would never do with a laptop, but I just want to demonstrate. And it's a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous device. Look at that. It just folds up nicely. Auto locks your iPad. Open it up. Different viewing angles. I love this device. I think it is the greatest device. Nick, tell me about Bridge Keyboards. BridgeKeyboards.com. Just such a great product.
Thanks, Michael. Great to be speaking with you. Bridge, it's a unique little keyboard. It's got a fantastic story. Originally, it was a Kickstarter project that started in 2012. One of the more successful projects at the time, raising close to $800,000. After a successful launch and close to 18 months later, Bridge has now changed hands and part of my organisation called Bridge Keyboards, which is based out of Singapore.
That's really awesome. It's something I'm excited about, because I've known the Bridge story from the very beginning. I was very excited about this keyboard. I wanted it immediately, and I did a video for The Daily on Bridge Keyboards when they did their Kickstarter. And I thought it was a very innovative product. It's the best keyboard I've ever seen to this day for an iPad, of a Bluetooth wireless keyboard. It could, quite honestly, it could be the best keyboard ever, and it's phenomenal. And then they delivered, they got the thing out, and then you guys have bought the company and are doing a lot of really cool new things with it, right?
Absolutely. And we realised that the guys at Bridge did an amazing job of building, as you say, a fantastic keyboard, arguably the greatest in the world. But over time, we realised that their direction was changing, and that's where we saw it as an opportunity. We think what they've done, not only building a fantastic keyboard, but they've built such a great brand. And what we want to do is leverage that. So from our point of view, we're putting a huge amount of investment into sort of shoring up the foundation of the business around our current customers and the current range, and also looking to the future around developing new models that sort of match the updated versions of the iPad and potentially iPad mini as they go to market.
I think that's awesome, because I have an iPad mini and I sit there and I go, wow, it's really missing a Bridge keyboard. I would love to have a Bridge for the iPad mini and also for my iPad Air, and I know that that's coming and talking to you, and that's what's most exciting. I think what's great is that people should know this, that this wasn't just bought by some random company or some venture cap firm. This was bought by a group of people that are entrepreneurs themselves. Nick, I mean, you had such a great career, and you really inspire me. I love entrepreneurism. I love, chasing the dream, and I love that you're taking a good product, wanting to make it better, deliver better customer service, and get new products out to market quickly and easily so that people can continue to enjoy Bridge Keyboards at BridgeKeyboards.com.
Absolutely. It's a very unique story about how we came about it. I think we're probably just as passionate about the keyboard itself as the originators of the business. As you said, with my partners and I, with all the entrepreneurial backgrounds, and when we saw the Bridge, it wasn't a function of a big corporate buying it out. We have partnered with the founders who still remain intrinsically involved in the business, but it's our job now to be able to take that forward and hopefully build a very successful company out of it.
I just want to know, have you picked out the yacht yet? Because when I was at Bridge when they first started, they took their first delivery. To me, I just said, if these guys do the right things, they're writing their own ticket, because everybody needs a Brydge keyboard with their iPad. There are so many iPads out there, and you need a Brydge keyboard. It completes the iPad. It allows you to leave the laptop behind, leave your laptop behind. And that's the crazy part about it, is I no longer need a laptop. I've got an iPad and I can do almost everything on it, and that's what we're doing with Be Terrific and I filmmaking and stuff. And so, you know, I'm so excited about this, and this is really the missing piece to be able to do that. If I can have this keyboard, and now I can leave the laptop behind because I have the keyboard. Without the keyboard, it's, you know, typing like this on your iPad is very hard. I've created documents, spreadsheets, business plans, I've created proposals, I've edited videos, I've done all these great things on iPad, but without the keyboard, it's very difficult. It's great for running around that you can do this and send off quick messages, but you don't want to sit and type a long document. Well, now, even if you leave it in your hotel room, you get back to the hotel, bang, you put it right into the keyboard, and you're good. And it's great to watch movies on the plane as well. And the great thing is, too, we had a keyboard go bad on a Mac, and so we hooked the Brydge up Bluetooth, and we were using it as a Mac keyboard to operate that Mac in a pinch. Obviously not ideal, but it worked, and that's why I say this is quite possibly the greatest keyboard, because it's so convertible and can go from place to place. And that's why I'm so excited that you guys have the company and are going to take it further into the future, and I just am excited. So have you picked out your yacht yet?
Not quite. There's a lot of hard work that we've got to go through before we get to there. But you raise a really good point.
Oh, yeah.
You raise a really good point. There are plenty of other keyboards out there. There are a lot of competitors that we've got. It's a competitive space, but when you use them, it feels like they're a keyboard and your iPad. Whereas when you bring the Brydge and the iPad together, it's really like a single device. It is an extension to your laptop. You mentioned flying. I travel weekly around Asia. I'm always in a new city most weeks. And the fact is that when you're sitting on a plane, you can jump on your iPad with your Brydge and nail the emails. You can absolutely go through them. Since Microsoft released Office for the iPad, it's just expanded the capabilities even further. PowerPoint presentations, Excel, doing Word docs. Your iPad is now truly a work machine. And when you pair it with the Brydge, it just enables so much more diversity in what you can actually get out of your iPad.
That's so true. I mean, I use it for Keynote and Pages. I like those and Numbers as opposed to Excel and PowerPoint, and Word. But you can use those now on iPads, which are great, and they're good programs as well. So whatever you want to use is tremendous. And I wanted to show people, look, it separates just like that. It's that simple. So there's nothing hard about this. And if you want to, like I said, take your iPad just for the day out of your hotel room and not bring the keyboard, you don't have to. And then when you need it for business or to type those emails, bang, right back into the keyboard, and you've got a laptop-style device, an all-in-one solution. And I think that that's terrific. And as you said, I've tried other keyboards, especially now that I have an iPad Air, and I'm waiting for that new Brydge for Air, the Magic Brydge. But I've obviously... I've tried other keyboards because of that, and I've found none of them even come close to comparing. They're terrible. You can't type on them. This is a full keyboard. You can type, get your fingers around them, big keys. You can't type on those other keyboards. It's unbelievable. This is really an ingenious product, and I think it's ingenious that you guys have taken over the company, and I'm so excited about it and talking with you. So tell me about all the hard work that you have to put in now. Obviously, the customer service is getting better, and that's something that I know was one of the first things that you wanted to do, and that's terrific. And tell me about that and some of the other hard work that's got to go into Brydge going forward and where we're at.
Absolutely. So there's been three, the initial sprint that we're in at the moment, there's three phases to it. One is about consolidating our position, and that is making sure that our existing customer base is happy. Unfortunately, although the originators and the original team built an amazing product, customer service wasn't quite where it needed to be, to say the least. We've had some pretty phenomenal stories of poor customer service over the last sort of few months, and what we're trying to do is to make sure that everyone who's been on the receiving end of that is happy. So we're currently working through that process and building up a really strong foundation. So as we do move into the development and launch of the new models, we've got a stable base. Secondly, it comes down to what we're doing from an online point of view. We've relaunched the website, we've got completely new branding, and really what underpins that is an automated platform. You know, we understand that customer service isn't just about receiving a good product, it's about how you receive it. So we've got a very intuitive online website which is integrated to automated fulfillment. So we've got warehouses based in the UK, Hong Kong and LA. So no matter where you are in our key markets, you're always going to be guaranteed the best shipping price. Our keyboards are going to ship within 24 hours of you placing the order, and it's going to be an efficient process that goes from order placement to delivery right to your doorstep as quickly and as seamlessly as possible. Finally, and probably arguably the most important piece, is what we're doing around the R&D of the new models. Our focus this year is to get a Bridge Air out, or the new variant that's going to be in line with the new release of the updated iPad. It's currently under development. We've been able to firm up a partnership with the original manufacturer of Bridge, or developer and designer of Bridge, and we're now in the process of putting together the designs and the renderings of the new model. And in fact, in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to be launching a new campaign on our website, which is going to allow people to actually become involved and intrinsically part of the development. We want them to be able to see the new Bridge taking shape, because one of the things that we've noticed is that there's kind of a cult following behind the Bridge. It's not like your Logitech or your Zag. The people that know about Bridge know the story, not necessarily the product. So we want to make sure that people get involved in that. So as I say, over the next few weeks, we're going to be starting to introduce a couple of different campaigns that are going to be able to get people involved so they can see the development of the Bridge as it goes along from a conceptual design on a computer through the R&D process in a factory in Shenzhen through to the ultimate production prototypes that'll be out by the end of June, early July.
That's awesome. I was just on bridgekeyboards.com and I noticed that you guys, using my Bridge here, by the way, I noticed that you guys lowered the price and have some price breaks as well, which is awesome for Bridge, for the existing models. And I'm so excited about the new models. I can't wait to get one for my Air, for the Mini. Are you guys, so people had some questions and they wanted to know, or suggestions maybe, is there a way to get an illuminated keyboard but keep battery life, backlit illuminated keyboard and get battery life to stay the same? And is there a way to make it a little bit thinner and lighter? Those are the only two questions that people really seem to have over and over again, and I think you've got the answers, no?
We do. Without going into too many secrets about the newer model, you know, the nature of the beast is that the Air is thinner than the existing models, particularly the Retina and the iPad 4. The Bridge is so heavy because we actually had to add weight to it to stop it from tipping over, because the actual iPad 3 and 4 are so heavy. The iPad 2 not so much. So the first thing is that the new Bridge will be thinner and it will match actually the thickness of the Air. The second thing is, from an illumination point of view in the keyboards, we are playing with a couple of things at the moment. And then of course there's the speaker. Some of the feedback that we had was that the speaker might sound tinny when it's up really loud. It's still a lot louder than the existing iPad speaker, which is fantastic. But the new model, we're completely changing the design and it sounds sensational. So that is going to be a big upgrade on the existing model. And then finally, from a price point, as you say, the original price point was around $200 US dollars. We think that's a little overpriced for where it should be at. So we're still playing with pricing, but it will be much cheaper than where what it previously was.
Nick Smith from Bridge Keyboards, thank you so much for joining us. So glad to have you here, and I can't wait to hear more as things continue on Bridge Keyboards and bridgekeyboards.com. So go to bridgekeyboards.com right now to get yours. You can get one for the iPad 2 through 4, and then the iPad Air will be soon arriving, as well as the Mini. And so stay tuned for updates on bridgekeyboards.com for that. I'm so excited that you joined us, and I know you've got a great personal entrepreneurial story, and so the next time we chat, when we get another update on Bridge Keyboards, I'd love to find out more about your story, so everyone will have to stay tuned for that. I'm Michael Artz. This is Be Terrific's Cinegear coverage. We'll be back right after this. Thanks so much for joining us.